Hi, Rod Fleming here. Good morning. Sunday morning in France. Well, it's just after noon. I'll have lunch soon, but I wanted to talk to you first. We've been talking, haven't we, about postmodernism. And how basically it doesn't work. And I've already mentioned a guy called Robert Pirsig. I've talked a little bit about his book, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, which is one of the most important books, in my opinion, of the late 20th century, popular books. Now, it's not an academic book, but it's certainly one of the most important popular books. And in it, the author, Robert M. Pirsig, tries to get to the heart of what I'm talking about when I say we know what's good, right? When I take you to an art gallery and it's full of sculptures and you can't resist touching them. You know, that sort of thing. That you know what's good. You know intrinsically and inherently what is good. The problem starts when you try to describe what that is. And I've got here Pirsig, one of Pirsig's descriptions from the book, and I'm going to read it because it's really illustrative of what we're talking about here. I have to take my glasses off to read because I can't see this. Right, it says, quality. You know what it is, yet you don't know what it is. But that's self-contradictory. But some things are better than others. That is, they have more quality. But when you try to say what the quality is, apart from the things that have it, it all goes poof. There's nothing left to talk about. But if you can't say what quality is, how do you know what it is? Or how do you even know that it exists? If no one knows what it is, then for all practical purposes, it doesn't exist at all. But for all practical purposes, it really does exist. What else are the grades based on? Why else would people pay fortunes for some things and throw others in the trash pile? Obviously, some things are better than others. But what's the betterness? So round and round you go, spinning mental wheels and nowhere finding any place to get traction. What the hell is quality? What is it? And that is the essence of the problem. I believe that our understanding of quality, our understanding of what is good, cannot be described in words. It developed in us before we developed an ability to speak. It's primordial. We cannot describe it in words because it existed before we invented words, before we invented language, before we started talking to each other. Now, if you doubt me, think about this. If you're a cat owner, and I've had many cats over in my life, I don't have pets at the moment because I travel too much and it's not fair on the pets. But if you're a cat owner, you'll know how damned fussy cats are. And there are certain things they like and certain things they don't like. And cat food manufacturers spend an awful lot of money and a great deal of research figuring out what it is that cats like and what it is that cats don't like, so that their customers' cats will like the product and the customers will buy more, right? What that tells you is that cats know what is good. They know what they like, but cats can't talk. Right? And I can take you across a whole range of other animals who are not, higher primates like we are, and who certainly can't speak, who still know what's good and what's bad. This is something that is so deep inside, it's way right down in the cerebellum, right in the part of the brain that develops first, that developed in us first, long before we were even Australopithecus wandering around the savannas of Africa. We had this ability to know what was good. That is why we can't describe it. It existed, it was part of the human psyche, long before words were invented that could be used to describe it. It's perhaps our most fundamental, basic understanding of the world is in terms of good and bad, right? So it's a universal standard. And this has become an issue for people trying to develop artificial intelligence, because it turns out to be much more difficult than we thought. I wonder why that would be. Perhaps it's because we use language to program artificial intelligence. Yet there are some parts of being human, which is the standard of intelligence that we're using, that predate language and therefore cannot be defined in linguistic terms. They just can't be, right? It's something we know in terms other than language that existed before language, right? And when we establish that, if you understand that, then you suddenly realise that the whole of postmodernism is just verbalising, it's just twittering. It's meaningless twittering because they can't describe the fundamental root, the fundamental commonality that allows humans to know what's good. And we do. You know, I can show you again and again. You know what's good. You do. You might never go to an art gallery in your life. You might never listen to music, which would be rare, but I guess these people do exist. You might never read a book. There's plenty of illiterate people. I'm absolutely certain you eat, right? I just know that for a fact. So, how do you know what food is good and what food is bad? No, I'm not meaning that, oh, I like steak and chips. Why do you, what is it about steak and chips that you like? Why do you like fish suppers? Why do you like pad thai? Why do you like pork menudo? Coq au vin? What is it about these things that is good? What's good about them? Even if you can't express in words what it is about those things that is good. Right? And artists are constantly doing this, juxtaposition of forms and colours and shapes and blah, 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 blah. It's all bullshit. It's all just bullshit. All you need to do is look and respond and go, yeah. And if you like it, it's good. We're always presuming a certain familiarity with the form we're talking about. If you're looking at stuff that you've never seen anything like that before, you're going to be a little confused, but give you a month looking at the kind of thing, you will start to divide those that you like from those that you don't like, that which is good from that which is not good. That is what you'll do. And we all do that all the time. This destroys postmodernism. If this is true, and it is true because of the cats, then postmodernism is dead. It's an absolutely dead, false ideology. And we have to get rid of it because it's anti-human. It's not just anti-logic, anti-science, anti-social. We find out that in its ultimate, deepest expressions, it's actually anti-human. It hates the condition of being human because it rejects the fact that humans actually know what's good. Innately, because we are human.